The year was 1915. Britain, France, and the Russian Empire sought to weaken the Ottoman Empire by taking control of the Ottoman Straits. With the Ottoman Empire defeated, the Suez Canal would be safe, and the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits would be open to Entente supplies to the Black Sea and warm water ports in Russia. However, the Entente fleet failed when it tried to force a passage through the Dardanelles. After 8 months of fighting, with approximately 250,000 casualties on each side, the land campaign was abandoned and the invasion force was withdrawn. Why did the Ottoman Empire join the Great War on the side of Germany? Since Napoleon's defeat in 1815, there have been speculations that the Russian Emperor might invade the Ottoman Empire. The outbreak of the Greek Revolt further increased the possibility of such an invasion. After Alexander's passing in 1825, Nicholas ascended to Russia's imperial throne. Tired of endless talks and meetings, he decided to take direct action in Greece. Meanwhile, Britain got involved, partly to ensure that Greece didn't become entirely dependent on Russia. France also supported the Greeks in their cause. The Ottoman Sultan Mahmud II was furious about the meddling of major European nations. He labelled Russia a foe of Islam, which led to Russia declaring war in 1828. In 1829, as the conflict progressed, Russia secured a strong upper hand against the Ottoman Empire. That year, the Russian Emperor signed the Treaty of Adrianople with the Sultan, which expanded Russian territory along the Black Sea and allowed Russian ships to pass through the Dardanelles. Following these events, the Greek War of Independence came to an end, and Greece achieved independence through the Treaty of Constantinople in 1832. As the Greek Revolt neared its conclusion, a new conflict, the Egyptian-Ottoman War, erupted within the Ottoman Empire. The Egyptian army, being modern and well-disciplined, seemed capable of overtaking the empire. To prevent the Ottoman Empire from collapsing, Great Britain and Russia stepped in. By 1840, a settlement was reached among the major powers. Muhammad Ali consented to a symbolic gesture of obedience to the Sultan, yet he was allowed to rule Egypt as a hereditary governor. In the 1850s, a new conflict emerged from a religious disagreement. According to 18th century treaties, France protected Roman Catholics, and Russia protected Orthodox Christians within the Ottoman Empire. For years, Catholic and Orthodox monks argued over who should control the Church of the Nativity and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Palestine. In the early 1850s, both groups presented demands to the Sultan, who couldn't satisfy both at once. In 1853, the Sultan ruled in favour of the French, against the strong objections of the local Orthodox monks. Russia then occupied Moldavia and Wallachia, Ottoman territories, where Russia was recognised as the Orthodox Church's guardian, claiming the Sultan had failed to address the dispute over the holy places. In 1854, when Russia disregarded an Anglo-French demand to leave these territories, Britain and France declared war. The Crimean War showcased the Ottoman Empire's decline, once a major power in Europe and the Middle East, now unable to defend itself against Russian attacks without European help. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris, designed to rebalance European power and resolve the Eastern question. The treaty aimed to safeguard the Ottoman Empire's borders, including demilitarizing the Black Sea and affirming its control over the Danube principalities. Yet, it also marked the start of the empire's gradual fall and diminishing influence in the Balkans and the Caucasus. The Crimean War also placed a heavy financial strain on the Ottoman Empire, forcing it to borrow extensively from European nations to fund its military efforts. This further destabilized the empire's finances, leading to greater debt and economic troubles. The Ottoman Empire's choice to raise taxes to pay off its debts to international lenders sparked anger in the Balkan regions. This anger led to the Great Eastern Crisis, and then to another Russo-Turkish war. The war ended with the Christian nations in the Balkans gaining independence or self-rule, formalized by the Treaty of Berlin in 1878. However, the war worsened the already fragile Ottoman economy. In 1881, the Ottoman Public Debt Administration was set up, giving foreign creditors control over the empire's income. In 1881, France took control of Tunisia from the Ottoman Empire, claiming that Tunisian forces had entered their Algerian territory, which had been part of the Ottoman Empire until 1830. The following year, in 1882, Britain occupied Egypt, ostensibly to help the Ottomans suppress the Urabi revolt. Previously, in 1878, the Ottoman government had given Cyprus to Britain in return for support at the Congress of Berlin. With Cyprus and Egypt under British control, Britain secured a strategic position in the eastern Mediterranean and oversight of the Suez Canal, while France expanded its North African territory by making Tunisia a French protectorate. By the early 20th century, Bulgaria, Greece, Montenegro, and Serbia had become independent from the Ottoman Empire. In 1881, the Ottoman Empire set up the Ottoman Public Debt Administration to manage and collect the empire's debts owed to European entities. The OPDA operated as a large, semi-autonomous entity within the Ottoman government structure, controlled by its European creditors. Its governing body consisted of representatives from Britain, France, Germany, Austria, Italy, the Netherlands, the Ottoman creditors, and the Ottoman government itself. Initially, it had 5,000 officials in charge of tax collection, which increased to 9,000 at its height, surpassing the size of the empire's own finance ministry. The OPDA held state-granted monopolies on the sale of salt and tobacco. It also collected taxes on stamps, alcohol, fishing, and silk, particularly in key areas like the Istanbul region. Additionally, it levied taxes on shops, stores, and customs duties. Over time, the Ottoman government continued to borrow both domestically and internationally, often using new loans to pay off existing ones. This practice led to a steady increase in debt. The primary creditors were from the United Kingdom and France, with citizens of these countries being the chief bondholders. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Germany significantly aided the Ottoman Empire in modernizing its military and financial systems. This partnership was driven by a mutual goal to diminish Russian power in the area and bolster the Ottoman Empire as a barrier to Russian territorial ambitions. Germany sent military advisors to overhaul the Ottoman military, providing training and introducing advanced military strategies, organizational skills, and technology. The German military mission, led by figures like Kolmar von der Goltz and Lehmann von Sanders, was instrumental in reshaping the Ottoman military to mirror the German model, including new weaponry, military education, and command structures. In addition to military aid, Germany provided financial support to stabilize the Ottoman economy and modernize its financial infrastructure. German engineers and business people participated in projects like railway, factory, and mine construction, aiding the empire's shift from an agriculture-based economy to a more diversified one. The Berlin-Baghdad railway project was initiated in 1903 to link Berlin with Baghdad, which was part of the Ottoman Empire at the time. The goal was to extend the railway to the Persian Gulf to create a German port. The German Empire, mainly through Deutsche Bank and the Philipp Holtzmann Company, funded, engineered, and constructed the railway. The Ottoman Empire aimed to retain its grip on the Arabian Peninsula and extend its reach to Egypt. Completion of the railway would have given Germany access to potential oil fields in Mesopotamia and a direct route to the Persian Gulf port of Basra. This would have bypassed the Suez Canal, under British and French control, and provided a strategic link to Germany's eastern colonies. However, the railway's construction led to international tensions in the lead-up to World War I. On the brink of World War I, the Ottoman Empire was in a state of disrepair and needed time to implement reforms. However, as war loomed, the empire was forced to choose a side. On July 28, 1914, Winston Churchill requested the British government to take over 2 warships being built for the Ottoman Navy. Despite legal concerns, the ships were seized, straining relations with Ottoman supporters of Britain. Germany saw an opportunity and offered 2 warships, SMS Goeben and SMS Breslau, to the Ottoman Navy, aiming to sway the Ottomans. The British chase of these ships failed when the Ottomans allowed them passage through the Dardanelles, flouting their neutral status under international law. The Ottoman Empire began mobilizing on August 2, 1914, but maintained a stance of neutrality, which was officially declared on August 3rd. On September 9th, the Ottomans ended the capitulations that granted rights to foreign powers, leading to a formal protest from the ambassadors of Britain, France, Russia, and Italy. The Ottomans took further defiant steps by raising customs duties previously managed by the Public Debt Administration and shutting down foreign post offices on October 1st. They closed the Turkish Straits to international shipping on September 28th, severely impacting Russian trade and communication with the Allies. The situation escalated on October 29, 1914, when the 2 German-crewed ships launched a surprise attack on Russian ports, leading Russia to declare war on November 1st. Britain and France followed suit, declaring war on the Ottoman Empire on November 5th. These events set in motion a chain of events that would lead to massive casualties: the collapse of the Ottoman Empire and the end of the Islamic Caliphate.